Well, hey, guys, good evening. How are y'all doing? Can everybody hear me okay? Boomer, you good? All right, good. Got to raise glass. Welcome to the Coaches Show, the playoff version. Can I get some applause on that? All right, good. Wake up the rest of them.
Thank you for the smattering of applause.
That's right. Hey, we are excited tonight. We're having the Coaches Show here at Luigi's, 117 Northwest 32nd. Want to invite you to get down here. Special tonight, they're having happy hour till close. And so love for you to come down, enjoy some dinner. They got great food, good things going on. We have a great show tonight. We're going to start it off with Brickman. Going to have Coach Brickman here. Then we'll have Coach Ketch talking. And then the player of the game, which is Taj Smith. He'll be on tonight. And then we're going to have the senior football players come up and ask a few of them some questions, see if they can embarrass each other. And you're going to have just a fun night tonight. So I want to just welcome you and have you come on out and enjoy this. What we've always done, if you'll see the man beside me, the man, not the myth, the legend. We got Gene Reed right here. Gene, how are you doing?
Billy, I'm doing great. We love talking racer football. We love talking about Luigi's. When we like eating their food here.
Yes.
I want to just say a couple of things about Luigi's, if I may, and about the show. You and I have enjoyed several dishes here. We just want to make sure it's as good as we know it is. But we've had, I started to list all the dishes. If it's on the menu, we've tasted almost all of it. It is all really good. And the service and the hospitality here has just been excellent. And Billy, is such a fun time to be on the show with you each Tuesday night. And this is our 11th show.
Wow.
We've had 11 shows. We've had one before every game. Coming up is our 11th game of the season, which is our first playoff game, and it's been a lot of fun. And, Billy, I think we're getting a lot of people viewing the show. How many would you say are typically tuning in to the Coaches Show?
Well, I looked at the sets, kind of averaged it out. We're averaging almost 360 people a week watching it on Facebook and YouTube. So that's been a great thing. Y'all have done great. Luigi's has been wonderful. Thanks to Luis and Dee and everybody. I'm having a blast with you. Well, as I've told y'all before, Gene and I talked football long before we did the Coaches Show. We'd sit around, talk football, talk players, talk history, talk future. And so we just have a good time with this and enjoy this. We've enjoyed Coach, actually all the coaches that have been involved with this. And I can't believe it's already the 11th one. It seems like it's gone like that. But it was forever ago we started.
That's right, and every week we've invited a coach or an administrator. Coaches from other sports have been on with us, so we've had a lot of guests on our show, and people love it. People come up to me and ask me about the show, and I didn't know how many we had viewing it, but I know my friend Terry at Jimmy's Egg. He said he'd be tuning in tonight, and so hello, Terry. Thank you for watching, and our friends down at the Donut Shop watch.
That's right.
And I always want to know, what the show's going to be, and are you having fun? We do have fun. It is a great experience, and I'll just hitchhike on that and say how much I enjoy the OSN coverage of all of our ball games. Each Friday night, great coverage. If I don't come home and watch it after the game, I'm watching it on Saturday morning. You and Josh do a great job as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy doing it as well. I wanted to play football, but when you graduate high school at 5'5", 105 pounds, nobody's recruiting you. And so I didn't get to play, but my dad and I, we enjoyed watching it together. I enjoy it. We will be filming it on OSN this Friday night from Elk City. So ask you want to go to the game, that'd be great. I know it's a little bit of a drive. If you're unable to go to the game, watch us on OSN. We are on the app. You can get us on there. We're on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick. You can get us all those ways and just enjoy that as well. Again, out here at Luigi's, we still have 1 or 2 tables open. Come out and enjoy it. One of the things we've always start with is we start by looking back at the game. Gene here is Mr. Academic when it comes to that, and so I'm going to turn it over to you. You have some stats and things like that.
Well, I don't know how much academic, but I am all fan, as you are, and it's fun talking. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're here with us tonight, we welcome your participation. You're going to see, Billy, the restaurant is getting full. We have a lot of racer fans here. We have several ball players here and their families. We have coaches and their families, and we're glad for that. But we like talking about the win. The win on Friday night was against Bethany. And I'm getting feedback already that the show's going well.
Good.
So I couldn't help but look at that. Bethany, the Racers won 35-7. It felt closer, Billy, for a while because it was closer for the first couple of quarters.
Right.
In fact, the first half was pretty close. After 3 quarters, it was only 14-7 in favor of the Racers. So that seemed like a close game, and it was. Bethany is a strong program. Coach Brickman told us that. He reminded us that it's a well-coached program, and they qualified for state. So they're a state playoff team. So they played us strong. The Racers, Jackson Burt passed for 129 yards and a touchdown, including a 45-yard touchdown pass to Heskew and a 62-yard pass to Aiden Schumard. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Also, a couple of passes to Antonio Brown, including a one-hand catch that I want to comment on.
Yeah.
We rushed for 192 yards and 4 touchdowns. TJ had a great night, 156 yard, and Burt rushed for 25, and Caden Longman ran for 14 yards for a total of 321 yards. So it was a good night for the Racers. Ended up the game 35-7. So I'd like to just run down through the scoring drives. It'll take just a moment because we had 5 scoring drives, but we first gave up one scoring drive to Bethany. But we were off to a slow start, and we went something like, I hate to say this on the air, but we went something like 5 drives, 3 and out. It was tough at first.
Yes.
But our first scoring drive came in the second quarter, covered 59 yards, and capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Jackson Burt. And Dupler kicked. Mr. Dupler kicked it.
Good to see him out there.
The second scoring drive occurred in the third quarter. It covered 97 yards, and it featured and then it capped off with a 45-yard touchdown pass, Jackson Burt to Rex Heskew, and Dupler kicked. The third scoring drive, fourth quarter. So now we're into the fourth quarter before the Racers start to take full control. That drive covered 83 yards, and it featured that 62-yard pass from Burt to number 2, Aiden Schumard. And I heard you comment on it, and I commented on it. How did he catch that pass?
I have no idea still.
He took it away from a defender who was real close by, and he didn't quite score. It's something like 20 yards in the air and 42 yards on the ground. It was a great pass and catch and run, and capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Burt, and Dupler did the kick. Starting to see a trend here. Mr. Dupler filled in well in the kicking duties. Fourth scoring drive also occurred in the fourth quarter, 33-yard scoring drive, and that followed a turnover on downs. And that featured a 30-yard touchdown run by T.J. Bradford and a kick by Dupler. And finally, the fifth scoring drive came in the fourth quarter, of course. 27-yard scoring drive. Bethany miffed the kickoff, and the Racers took over on the 27-yard line. It featured a remarkable one-handed catch. It was a bullet from Jackson Burt to Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And it amazed you guys covering it.
Man.
It amazed me.
I tell you what, it was an incredible catch. I'll comment when you're done there. I apologize.
Well, that's okay. And I'll just say that then a couple of plays later, an 18-yard touchdown run by none other than T.J. Bradford with Dupler kick. So we had several, one passing touchdown, several on the ground. So here's my takeaways, and I'd like to get your comments on it too. The takeaways from the Bethany game for me is that the Racers faced and overcame some adversity.
Absolutely.
Now, it wasn't remarkable. It wasn't like we got down 3 scores, but it just felt like adversity because we were dealing with a tough, opponent. But the team maintained composure the entire game. I never saw any lack of composure, Billy. You and I have talked about that for several weeks, how important that is. That next man up concept that you talk about, that worked well. And one example, probably several in here I could give, but one example came to my mind. Caleb Dupler came in, did the kicking duties for Mr. Batchelder, and guess who was coaching him on the sideline after and before every kick? Toby was giving support and coaching.
Cool.
Isn't that what,
that's
what we like to see?
That is.
And the coaches, another takeaway, the coaches and the fans saw just some excellent plays. That one-hand catch by Antonio Brown, Aiden Schumard's crazy, unbelievable catch and run, Burt to Heskew completion, the route that he ran, and Bert put the dime right where it should be.
Threaded the needle.
And then T.J. Bradford, crazy breakaway runs, 156 yards for the night, over 1,000 yards, almost 1,100 yards for the season. The offensive line made some running lanes, and they protected the quarterback. The defensive ends, Elcision and Barry, they each had a sack. They did their job also throughout. They had several tackles. And the defensive tackles, Taj Smith and Jerron Webb, also known as
Heavy J.
Heavy J. They had a great night as well. And the linebackers and defensive backs, Lovejoy had 13 tackles and Burt had 9 tackles. So those were some of the things that happened and some of my takeaways. What do you think?
Well, I saw everything that you did there. I thought it was great. I thought they played an excellent game. Some things that really stood out to me were some of those catches. I know in the first half they had some trouble with those catches, dropped a few balls, but then it seemed like I would love to know what the halftime speech was. I even heard there was a post-first quarter speech.
I wonder if Coach will tell us.
I doubt it. And so I thought it was a good job there, get the team situated. I think we as fans sometimes forget. We think it is us, Blanchard, and Tuttle, and those are the only good teams in this district. And Bethany's kind of that team that's in the shadow. That's a good team. In fact, they beat us last year in 2 overtimes. But Newcastle came out, some great plays. I got to give it to the offensive line. That one of the TJ's touchdowns, you and I could have run through it. Now, only for about 5 yards probably till we're out of breath. But we could have run through those holes. I want to give it up to Dupler. This was his first game that really relied on him on kicking. He did a great job on that.
5 PATs.
It did great, did real good. Some other things I want to talk about. Burt, we've known him all year as the quarterback, and he comes in occasionally at defense. I tell you what, between Burt and Lovejoy, I know that there were a lot of sore Bethany players on Saturday and Sunday.
Did Burt play defense?
Yes, he played.
Did he play hard?
Oh man, he would come in and hit. In fact, there was one time over on the Bethany sideline, he hit somebody right on the edge that Josh and I kind of looked at each other waiting for a flag. I mean, it was such a hit. And then
it was a good hit though.
Lovejoy standing his ground, keeping his feet there. There was one guy, I don't know if you remember, their running back was running north on him, ran into him, and just stopped. And it's one of those tackles where the whole body just shuddered, and then he went down.
He came to a sudden stop.
He came to a very sudden stop. Yeah. So that was impressive. The next man up, how they were on the sideline. You're talking about Batchelder really helping out and all of them coaching. They faced adversity, were able to come out with the win, were able to rise above it, lean on each other. I thought it was some really good stuff. I really got to give it to the offensive line, defensive line. They really stood their ground against some big guys. So that was a great game. I enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you, I was a little nervous in the first half. I think we all kind of were. But the way they came out in the second half and just put it to them was incredible.
Right, that's true Racer spirit. And we're going to be talking about their need to be doing that in about 3 more days, and they will.
Right.
We'll talk about Elk City coming up, but is a really great way to end the regular season, and I believe these young men are in a great position to move forward.
Well, I believe so too. I think our entire district, the 4 teams that are in it, are in a great position. Even Clinton is ranked behind us, according to Max Preps, and Bethany was right behind Clinton. Elk City is right behind Bethany, I believe, or right. So you have all these teams stacked up right there. We're in a great district. I think we've been tested through the season. I think you're going to see the teams in District 2 really do well, especially our racers.
Well, we look forward to getting Coach coming up here in the next segment, Billy, and once again, we're thankful for everyone who's here tonight. We hope you all enjoy the show. You watching from home or on demand over the next few days, we hope you enjoy the Coach's Show.
That's right. Enjoy it. Be sure and take care of your waiters. I told them they can signal us. It's a secret signal if you're not. I don't know what we can do about it. We're not that wealthy. But take care of your waiters. Have fun tonight. Again, we're here at Luigi's on 117 Northwest 32nd. Come by here, get some great food, have a great time. You can hear the crowd in the background. We're having a good time. We're going to be right back with Coach Brickman, so stay with us right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
All right, we're back here at the Coaches Show. Is everybody having a good time tonight? There they are. Okay.
Now they're responding.
All right.
Good.
You three let the others know if they're having a good time. All right. Hey, we're glad you're back with us here. Again, we're at Luigi's here at 117th and Northwest 32nd in Newcastle. Having a great time. You see a constant guest of ours, a friend of ours, Coach Jeff Brickman over here. And just wanted to congratulate you. We got the regular season. It was a great regular season for you. Could not be more proud of you, the coaching staff, the players. We talk about this every week. On the field, off the field, it's been really impressive with everybody, with the team, and getting to work with y'all. So we're going to just ask you some questions. Gene, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, Coach, of course, congratulations. It was a great game, a great season, as Billy said, and a good win last night up at Bethany. What are your thoughts about the win?
It was kind of what we needed. Obviously you'd want to be up at halftime and then get to play other players in the second half. But we kind of needed a game where we had some adversity, and then instead of coming short or barely getting it done, to really put a stamp on it. And so even though it was stressful, at the end of it, when you look back, it was worth the stress.
I think that's how the fans felt as well. It felt good that we got tested and we responded to the test. And Coach, there appeared to be some struggles in that first half. So we'd like to know what you told the team, every detail, everything you said.
No, well.
Well, I mean, they came out and I told you they had a lot of coaches on their staff.
Yes.
And they came out and switched up their defense. Not like something extravagant, but just they were typically an odd front, and they came out in an even front. And for some reason, our offensive linemen struggle with it early, even though we go up against our own defense all the time,
right,
which is an even front.
Right.
And we were able to get them calmed down at halftime. But really also, you couple that with the run game, but then, you couple that with the passing game. We dropped 4 balls.
Yeah.
And, if we would have caught those 4 balls, we might have been up 21-7 at half. We dropped a post route that was wide open, that was deep down the field on a 3rd down, and then we dropped what we call an over route, and we dropped a crossing route. And we would like to catch those balls, obviously. So, the message at halftime was pretty simple. Offensive line figured out, and receivers catch the ball. And, defense was playing great. So that's what we did in the second half.
I think that's good. You're right in the first half. And what's incredible is it was almost shocking. You know, you talk about drop the ball because these guys have been electric and solid, and so it was almost like, what's going on? But you talk to them, and then after that in the second half, two of the best catches that I have seen. You had the one-handed catch, which I'm telling you, it was spinning, and then when he got his big old hand on it, Brown, it stopped spinning immediately, and he brought it into him. And then I'm still trying to figure out how Aiden Schumark got that ball through the defender's arm and took it down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So you did some really good stuff, really getting them ready. Now, let's just take a look back for a second. You finished up the regular season. What are some things that really stand out to you that's made this season special for you?
Well, the thing that stands out to me the most, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but how fast it went by. This is the fastest season I've ever been a part of. You know, it's been, 11 or 12 weeks if you count like the 2 preseason. And, you know, I haven't seen my wife really in 12 weeks, so I don't know if she's watching, but miss you.
We appreciate you.
Yep.
He's really here. He's really here.
So I haven't seen her in a while. But just how quick the season went by, the depth that we have. We've had a lot of injuries and to key positions too, and the resiliency to just try to next man up approach. But it also weighs because you see those guys every day and you see them hurting. And you would love to have them out there, and a lot of them are seniors,
right?
And so that will stick out. And then, just add in a couple of coaches that we added on staff, and this is probably the most united staff I've been a part of, to where there's not a whole lot of bickering that goes on and negativity. I'm real big on that. I mean, I guess my take on it is, if you're an NFL coach or a Division I coach and you're making millions of dollars, you can deal with, negativity. But in high school, when most of the assistant coaches are making a couple $1,000s, if you're not having fun, then there's really no reason to do it. So
absolutely. Couple of things what you said there. It does look like you coaches are enjoying yourselves down there. I'd say even more than past years, even though I'm sure y'all enjoyed yourselves too. You can see it. From the stands, you can see it from our perch up there, that you guys, are talking to each other, even at times kind of razzing each other a little bit. And then it's something you were saying about with the injuries. Here's something I thought that was really neat. The players that got injured, I'm talking about Rice, and I'm talking about Bolser, and talking about Shanuel, you never saw them over by themselves. And Burchett, same way. They were always right there with the other players, talking to them, helping them, helping them to see what's coming at them. And I think you couldn't ask for anything more from injured, especially seniors and a junior, to take the players aside and really say, and still be a part of the game.
Yeah.
And so that was really impressive. So I think you got a great point there.
And Coach, we've heard from your coaches. I know people would be guarded about what they say maybe on our show or something like that, but we talk to them through the week as well, and they all seem to support exactly what you said. They're having a good time. They think a lot of one another. They get along with one another. They speak positively about one another and about their head coach, and that is really nice to see. A lot of fans may not be able to see that or be aware of that, but we've had the pleasure of seeing it.
Yes.
And I guess, and I'm sure our fans do as well. Now, as fans, Billy and I like to look around and get all the info on the other teams, the upcoming teams. We like to become more familiar with them so we can yak it up a little bit more. We didn't find much about Elk City. We went on the different platforms, but we do know they had some players from last year. They appear to be kind of a young, well, they have a lot of juniors playing on the team, so I don't know if you call that a young team or not, but what are some things that fans should be looking for out of Elk City coming up?
Well, in a lot of ways, they mirror us a little bit as far as now they do it in a different way. But when I first started coaching here, they were one of the few teams that we handled pretty easily. We my first year here we went 3-7, and then the second year same thing. But they were one of the 3 games that we won, and it was ugly. I remember one year we beat them like 70-7. And then all of a sudden they made a coaching change, and they brought in a coach that was from the area, but he'd been coaching in Texas. I think his name was Dave Meadows, I believe.
Okay.
And he kind of changed the culture there. The biggest thing I saw is they got much more – they were bigger and more physical than they had been in the past, and they played harder. And then I think from talking to their athletic director the last time we went out there, I talked to him for a little while. He brought him in to kind of turn it around and then to get a younger guy ready. And now they have a coach that kind of took over. And basically they are old school. They're gonna line up in like a full house backfield, and they're going to go on long, methodical drives and try to keep the ball away from your offense.
Quarterback under center a lot of the time?
Yep, quarterback under center. It's kind of unique. They line up in the wishbone quite a bit, but it's not like the Barry Switzer wishbone.
It's more like a veer or something.
It's not option. They kind of just run like power I principles. Just a lot of just smash mouth, come right at you. They use a lot of different guys in the backfield. So the biggest difference I've seen in them is the defense. They've kind of changed their defensive philosophy even from the beginning of the year. They were more of an odd front, and now they're more of an even front. And but they play extremely hard. The thing to think about is when you live in, like, even though someone might consider Newcastle a rural area, it's not really, because we're so close to southwest Oklahoma City.
Right.
But when you get into, the Elk cities and places that are really far away, they tend to gel more together because there's really nothing else to do there.
Right.
I mean, I know it sounds funny, but I remember somebody asked me the other day, well, why don't you just, line up and just hand the ball, I said, because no receivers and quarterbacks would come here.
Right. Right.
And the reason why they don't leave there is because there's nowhere to go.
Right.
So they have no choice but to buy into their culture.
Right.
But it's winning football. I mean, if you can run the football and play good defense,
very well. Yep.
It's tough to overcome that. So we have our hands full for sure.
I think that's what I would observe just as a fan. It looks like we're going to have to play tough because they're going to play tough against us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, and they're not going to stop. Like we were talking about in the break, they're going to run that. They're going to run it the whole time. As much as they can, they're going to just hit you, and then they're going to hit you. And when they get done with that, they'll probably hit you again.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be just going the whole game. And I think you're right. When you get out in some of those rural places, there is more of a cohesion within the team because they do spend so much time together doing a lot of the same things. And I think that really adds to some of their power as well. Now, last question for you. You got a lot of young players.
Yeah, I say Elk City's young, but we've got a lot of young players.
Yep.
But I'd even say we're a little younger than they are.
Yep.
And some of them are coming into the playoffs. They may have been with the team last year, but this year they're playing.
Right.
Some of them starting. What do you need to tell them about the playoffs, or what have you been telling them to get them ready for the playoffs as well as the players?
Probably more so than the playoffs. It's when you play young players, they're not used to the mental. The mental part of every play is important for 10 weeks.
Right.
And how every play is kind of not stressful, but every play is important. And when you do that over a long haul, it takes a toll on you. You see it at every level. Then you see it in college. They play even more. But then you see it with rookies all the time in the NFL. They have a hard time maintaining an edge for 16 weeks.
Right.
Because it's the game is – no one complains about going to basketball practice. I mean, you go out there and it's fun. I mean, grown men go out and play pickup basketball all the time.
Right.
But you don't see them putting on pads and go, hey, let's go meet up and play some football right now, right? So football is a grind, and it's something to where when younger players aren't used to that grind for being so long, then that's the whole thing. But they've got to reach your standard, and that you can't really prepare them for it. They just got to embrace it and understand it.
Well, so I was going to say, what do you do? Is just conversation and counseling and
No, you just yell at them.
I know better than that.
Well, and I see what you're saying. And, you know, this year you see a lot of Heskew, and I've seen the Lane brothers and even Aiden Schumart blocking way down the field, where you'd see some younger receivers go, well, it's a run, so I'll just kind of jog mine over here out of the way a little bit. Yeah. I think you see some intensity with the older ones that hopefully is kind of coming off of them and onto the younger ones as well. Aiden Schumart, is he a junior, sophomore?
Junior.
He's a junior. Aiden's a senior.
Senior.
Aiden
is
is?
a senior. Oh, wow.
These kids are growing up.
I'm
of
so
course
old.
he is. He's already looking.
And so
for
you're seeing
college.
these older guys that do that, and I'm sure you're able to say, look, you see that?
Yep.
You see that? And so that's some good stuff. I'm excited to watch y'all in the playoffs. I am. I know if we win this game, then we look at Poto. And I know we're not even looking at that right now. Everything's Elk City right now. But I'm excited even to see that game, to see y'all play Poto. Just a lot of really good football. There's not any slough-off teams now.
No, it's the best 16 teams in the state.
Right.
Yes.
We want to become one of the 8.
Yep.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
being a big part. I mean, it is the coach's show.
That's right.
And we're always glad, not every night, but many of the nights, head coach Brickman has been with us, and we appreciate that. Appreciate you encouraging your assistant coaches coming, and we look forward to seeing them throughout the next few weeks, I hope.
I do. I'm looking forward to it. We got how many games you got? 4 more games? 5 more games?
As far as playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, 4.
4 more games. So we'll be doing this for 4 more games, and we'll have a wrap-up where we'll have the trophy right here. So
That's right.
Yeah, the goal is to practice on Thanksgiving.
There
Wow,
you go.
there you
you
are.
go. Play in December.
So if
All
you
right.
don't like turkey, you can come watch them practice.
Yeah, maybe we
that'd
get
be great.
Luigi's maybe a turkey pizza.
That would be
All right,
great. Well,
Coach.
hey, Coach, thank you so much for being here with us
We
as
appreciate
all week. We're going to be right back here with the offensive coordinator, JT Ketch. So stick around with us here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Hey, welcome back here to the Coach's Show. Glad to have you here. We are at Luigi. Some tables have opened up, so if you have not started here yet, go out, get in your car, get down here. Their lasagna, their Alfredo, incredible. Okay? Now, you can trust a fat guy when it comes to Italian food. So,
And Billy, we have several seniors here. They're just in the back
Yes.
room. They're
Yeah.
back there feeding. So
right. Those of you that pray, please pray for Luis and Dee as they are feeding some of the senior players back here in the room, and they all look happy and sound happy. Hey, you look over here. We have offensive coordinator TJ Ketch. Okay, this is really scary. You can't see it on camera, but they all just lined up like who's
I think
next.
they're trying to mess with me a little bit.
Oh, are they? Well, is it working?
my
Nah.
money's on you, Coach.
Hey, same as we asked Coach Brickman, Coach Ketch, what were your feelings coming out of the Bethany game?
I was just happy with our response. I think that's the same thing Coach Brickman said. It was nice to be in a game where you have that struggle and there still wasn't quit.
Right.
I mean, shout out to our defense, because that's the reason why we were able to stay in it. I think they forced 7 3-and-outs is what Coach Bradshaw was talking about in our meetings. But it was nice to be able to communicate with them at halftime, talk about things we needed to see, and then got to see it in the second half.
Yeah.
Well, things really did start clicking. We observed it. Obviously, it's on the score sheet.
Right.
Started clicking that third quarter. So, from OC, offensive coordinator, what adjustments did you feel like you had to make?
If I'm being honest, I went in at halftime, and so normally Bethany did change up their defense on us, and they showed us something new. And I think we were confused about it at the start. And I kind of told them, I said, guys, they're running the defense that we run. And
right.
You go against it every day. And it's like, you know what to do. Just go execute. And called my dad after the game, and I was like, how many different plays do you think I called in the second half? And he was like, I don't know, probably a few. And I was like, I didn't. It was the same plays. We just executed. And that's kind of how it was. I mean, in the first half, I didn't feel like we had to change much because what we wanted was there. We just weren't either winning our individual battles or one mistake here or a drop pass or just little things throughout the way that were just keeping us from,
And Billy,
from clicking.
Excuse me, Coach, but I just wanted to say this is the message we've been hearing from the coaches all year long. We don't have to make a lot of major changes. We focus on what we need to do and keep doing it very, very well. So you just really reinforced that, Coach.
And you made an excellent point. Some adjustments are made on the play sheet. Some adjustments are made between the ears.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's we normally have Fridays off, and that was a Friday in the classroom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you can think of that being like a little kind of a drowsy. I mean, you sit in my geometry class all day, and then you got to go play football. You're going to be a little tired, and that could have been part of it. And there's a lot of factors that it could have been.
Yeah.
But either way, we have to shake that off and be ready to play.
Because if it's not that, it's a long trip in the bus or something.
It's this and that. So
yeah, good.
You got to find ways to create your own energy.
Well, you heard Gene say it. We had a difficult time finding a lot of information on Elk City, so we're leaning a lot on you and Brickman.
Fantastic.
What you're able to tell us. What is something you can tell us about Elk City that we can expect to see?
It's going to be they want to make the game very short, right? Their offense is built to control the ball, 3 1/3, just keep first downs. I mean, they really don't even want explosives. They want to maintain ball and keep us off the field offensively. It's going to be kind of similar to what Tuttle wanted to do. In that game, we had 6 possessions.
All right.
We scored on 2. We should have scored on the third one. We had an opportunity to score at the end. So it's going to be important for us as an offense to, one, make the game longer by, playing with our pace the way we want to, and then capitalizing when we have opportunities. No turnovers, nothing like that. And then special teams-wise, we need to steal a possession or on defense, steal a possession away to kind of elongate the game.
Well, and you've been having some guys. I know Burt playing quarterback, then also playing quite a bit at safety, and even some at linebacker. I know you've got people that you're trying to put in positions to do that. I think you bring up a good point. A lot of people don't think about when you're the offensive coordinator and you know that your defense has just had an 80-yard methodical 9-minute drive to go and score in 45 seconds and put them back out on the field is going to be rough after a while.
Are you willing to slow down and give us some long offensive drives?
Oh yeah. I'm not saying we're just going to be just blatantly we're going to go control the pace of the game.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, don't let them dictate how many times we get the ball.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We don't mind you scoring every minute or two.
Right.
I enjoy the drives where I only have to call one play and then I sit back and get a drink and relax a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Oh, wow.
Had a few of those.
Hey, Coach, we talked about it throughout the season, your role as offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Now the regular season's completed. Still feeling good about the performance?
Oh, yeah. It's like this is what I always wanted to do. When I became a coach, I wanted to be an offensive coordinator.
Really?
It's where my heart's been and where where I had wanted to get to, and I'm just incredibly blessed by the opportunity. I mean, I couldn't have been handed, I told my dad that I was like, Brickman just tossed me the keys to a Ferrari and said, don't wrap it around the tree. I'm still hoping I haven't yet, but
you have not.
You haven't.
I'm just, it's a blessing to get to show up every day and get to work with who I get to work with, both staff and kid-wise, and it's just awesome.
Well, and you've done a great job. You've done a real good job. I was talking to a player that played a couple of years ago. Won't say his name. I'll tell you off the air. But when I told him that you were the offensive coordinator, he thought that was awesome. He said, I'm surprised Brickman let go. But he said if he's going to let go, he couldn't have let go to a better guy.
That's awesome.
And so you've done a great job. Been really impressed with you, getting to know you through the shows as well as seeing you and talking to you and the chances that we get.
Well, hopefully we got a few more weeks.
We hope we do.
I always volunteer.
And we're really pleased to have one of your guys as player of the game. Taj is on the line, and he's one of your guys, and we just can't wait to have him up here. Coach, thank you so much for being a big part of our coaches show throughout the season.
No problem, anytime.
Hope we see you 2-3 more times.
And you're doing a great job with the Ferrari. All right, hey, thanks a lot. Hey, we'll be right back here. We're going to have Taj Smith, who was player of the game for Newcastle, coming up next. Stick around with us. We'll be right back here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Hey, want to welcome you back to the coaches show, not the coaches poll. Coaches show here. We're at Luigi's, 117 Northwest 32nd, having a great time, enjoying ourselves. People here are laughing, smiling. Most importantly, they're eating. And so that's a great time. Gene, I'm going to just turn it over to you, sir.
Well, it's a pleasure, and we, Billy and I have both give you our congratulations on being selected player of the game.
Yes.
Taj is, I'm not sure what all, I call you defensive tackle. Is that right, or nose guard? Or
Yeah, defensive tackle.
Yeah, defensive tackle, and just as a marvelous lineman, if you will. And Taj, how long have you played football? And how long have you lived in Newcastle? You grew up here. I already know that, right? You grew up in Newcastle. You played football for many years?
I bleed blue, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been playing football for all my life.
All right.
For as long as I can remember, I've played football.
All right. What I remember is you bouncing a basketball when you were about 2 years old, because you're part of a basketball family. And we said, who's the little kid down there? Who knows how to dribble when they're that age? So I know you had that in your blood as well, too. So so you've been here a long time. I'm going to ask you a little bit more about that, but Billy, Billy, you said, you've been double teamed so much. When we see players, either you or Webb are getting double teamed, and maybe both of you. What's that like, and what does that mean to you? I mean, because that's kind of a compliment, right?
Yeah, it means a lot actually, because last year I got a lot of single blocks, and then coming into this year I mostly get double teamed, just trying to hold people for backers. I let them run, make plays.
Right. Yeah. So when you're not making a tackle, it's because you got 2 or 3 people on you, and someone else is going to be there.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, and you've done a great job of it this year. You know that the other team is looking for number 77.
Yeah.
They want to know exactly where you're at, and they've even been double teamed. I noticed the other night you were able to get off some of your double teams, and when I say you tackled somebody, you could see their cleats in one hand, and they were down on the ground. Is it difficult getting off the double teams and getting into the play like that?
Yeah, it just really depends on technique and just whoever the lower man is, to be honest, because you really want to get skinny and just kind of get through and then find the ball.
You really want to get skinny and get through and find the ball.
Yeah.
Did he just say that?
I want to get skinny.
How does Taj get skinny?
I want to get skinny.
Turn sideways.
Yeah. I know what you meant, brother.
Yeah, and you do a great job of that. And I got to tell you some other things that have really impressed me kind of watching you play. You've tackled, I can't think of how many times you've tackled the running back or the wide receiver 10, 15 yards down the field. And you don't see that a whole lot out of linemen. I mean, that's been quite impressive. You got some speed on you. Do the coaches work on you with technique and speed, or is that something you try to do in your own time?
We have a pursuit drill. You just angles, really.
Okay.
It helps out a lot when you're chasing someone down 10, 15 yards down the field and you have a good angle.
Yeah. Well, you're fun to watch. The team has been fun to watch. It's probably part of the other question. I had written this one down. How long have you dreamed of playing varsity football for the Racers? I mean, have you known?
I've really dreamed about it my whole life. Just going as a kid, just going to the games, watching them play, and just seeing the excitement the fans had when they were playing. That's just something I want to be a part of.
So when you ran out for the first time, and instead of being one of the ones yelling, you were the ones getting the cheers, what did that feel like?
It was a surreal experience. It just felt like, I don't know, it was just excitement. I loved it. It was just something I wanted to be a part of more.
Yeah. I hear a lot of players say it's addictive.
It is. It really is.
It's addictive. And you run. Now, is there anybody up in the stands that you look for immediately?
Mostly my family.
Yeah.
I just look. They always sit in the same spot, so I know where they're at.
Or
she
has a camera and she's on the sideline following every play too. That's great. We love seeing you play, and I've enjoyed seeing other members of your family play. So you have an uncle, Chuck Smith, was a big part of Racer Athletics. I know he played football. I watched him play Little League. I watched him play junior high as we knew it back then, now middle school, and then high school. He was a big part of the program. He was a big part of the national championship team, and he was just a favorite running back for Newcastle. Also, Shay Longman played basketball, played football, I think for at least 1 year, had an ACL injury against Anadarko, but we enjoyed seeing him. And So we just so it's just really been fun in seeing you come from a little 1 or 2 year old watching basketball and being part of that, and then seeing you around football field has really been a pleasure. Any other fond memories that you've already built up, and you still have? Are you a junior now or sophomore? You're a junior.
Junior, yeah.
So you got another year to go. What are some of your fondest memories so far, or experiences?
My fondest would have to be last year's Bethany game. Playing with the student section right on the goal line, double OT. The fans are in it, players are in it, coaches are in it. Man, that was just something to be part of.
That was exciting for a lot of us, wasn't it? I can't imagine being on the field and being a part of that.
Oh, I'd love that. It wouldn't happen, but I'd love that. Hey, there are some players on the team that when we look at them, out of their pads, they're much smaller. You and a few guys, when we look at y'all, you are just as big outside the pads as you are in them. And with that, you do a lot of power lifting as well and part of the weightlifting team. How do you enjoy that aspect?
I love it. It's fun to be a part of and go compete. And like football, team sport, but powerlifting, man, it's just you're just out there by yourself, just doing what you want. Like you just get to do it.
Tell us some of your achievements in that. I know you've set some pretty good records already.
Yeah, I have the school squat record at 585.
Wow.
Yeah. Working on my bench, and then last year I went to state for powerlifting.
Wow. That's good. 585. That's like 2 of me. And, and
or 4 of me.
Now, just a personal curiosity question. When you go to some of these powerlifting meets, do you run into football players that you've played against in football?
All the time.
Do y'all ever kind of talk and kind of joke with each other, or does that kind of outside the lines?
No, I mean I've got to know a lot of people that I see on the field through powerlifting. Yeah. Prime example, this year I saw a couple total kids that were there, and I just got to meet them, and I've seen and talked to them before. But outside of football, they're pretty cool guys.
That is awesome.
That's right, and you enjoy seeing those relationships built, not only among your team members, but those on the opposing teams, especially here in the area where you see these guys, frequently over the years.
Yeah.
Well, Taj, it's a pleasure having you on our show tonight. And
congratulations.
Any other key messages? What's your message for this upcoming game? What are you telling yourself? What are you telling your team members?
Well, we know they run wishbone, so just stay headstrong. Like everyone float to the ball, fly to it. Offense, just keep doing what we're doing. We're putting up numbers. Just shouldn't really have to change much.
Right, and I've seen that team mentality this year. It's really neat watching. Of course, I like being up high, but seeing there's not a lot of over pursuit that I've seen in the past, where to me that says we trust our teammates.
Right.
And so that's been really good to see, and y'all have done a great job. I enjoy seeing Big 77. I think the funniest thing I said about you is I said he ran right into Big Smith and got a 7 in each eye. And he did, and you took care of him. Hey, thanks for being with us, Taj.
Thank you
really
for having me.
looking forward to watching you this week there at Elk City.
That's right.
So
we'll watch for you. Thank you, brother. Good.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to be back here. We're going to have overtime here when we get done, and we're going to have the seniors that are up here. And so we're going to have to make some room for them to get up here and just celebrate their year. So stick with us here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Hey, welcome back to the Coaches Show. As you can tell, Gene and I are not alone behind the desk. We have up here some of the senior football players that we want to just take time to introduce you. I'm going to turn it over to you, Gene. He gets to spend more time with them down on the sideline.
We haven't shrunk. Billy and
No.
I are the same size. We just have a bigger backdrop behind us.
We're trying to stay out of their way.
Well, listen, we've been looking for opportunities to get these guys with us, and this isn't all the seniors on the team, but a good representative of them, I'm trying to say. And we've got a couple of expert spokespersons here. Chaz Gentry is to my left, and he is my protector, so don't throw anything at me. Chaz, I got Chaz Gentry, and also Shane Lovejoy is going to be on the mic, but these other guys can speak as much as they want to. But we're going to chat it up a little bit with you all here. Some of you all have played together. Maybe all of y'all have played together for a long time, at least during these past 4 years. So, Chaz, I'll ask you, what jumps out at you as about being around this group of guys?
I mean, they're just some of the funnest guys I've ever been around. I can't tell you a single one that doesn't have a good character behind them. So.
All right. And you've been here all 4 years, obviously.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Shane? All 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long at Newcastle for you guys?
I've been here my whole life.
All right.
Same here.
Yep, same here. Yep, your family. Yep. And, a lot of pictures got taken once these guys got up here.
That's right.
No one ever takes pictures of you and me.
No.
But there's a lot of cameras flashing a few moments ago. We appreciate that. We would like 8x10 glossies, please.
That's right. We have a non-disclosure agreement for you to sign.
Yeah.
Hey, Chaz, one of the things you said that I really agree with, and we've talked about all year, you guys have really been the example on the field and off the field. A lot of you don't know, we go to a lot of the practices and stuff, and I have yet to have somebody not say yes, sir, to me, no, sir, to me.
Well, that's because they're hoping to get on the show.
Well, that or
we don't know now. They may quit being nice to us now.
That or I look older than I really
Right.
am. But I really
agree,
think
Billy.
you guys have really been a great example with both on and off the field, and really appreciate that. Go ahead.
I can't remember what I was going to ask next, but it's probably going to be something to
apologize.
the effect of, along with what Billy's saying, is we've said all along that we see the older players, if you will, or the starters for many years, really spending time with some of the younger guys. So how about that part of it? Do you enjoy that part? Because you have some youngsters, if you will. You have some freshmen getting a lot of playing time, sophomores, and maybe other juniors and seniors. So are we seeing that right, that you'll help one another and coach one another along?
Yes, sir, we do.
Right.
What are some of the things that you tell some of the younger players? I know, here, lineman, linebacker, lineman, receiver, QB. What are some of the things you tell some of the younger players, especially in your position?
It's really mostly about technique. You know, if we're on the sidelines and our younger guys get the opportunity to go in, we can kind of critique them, get to see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. We try to capitalize on that.
Well, good. It's the same thing with you in the linebacker position.
Yes, sir.
You kind of talk to them about how to
Yeah.
stand.
Well, we talk to them mostly about like their upbringing and how you have to be ready. Like Brady Rice, his injury, we didn't know about it. And Preston Scagnetti, he's a freshman. He really stepped up and helped us out.
So
Next man up, as we've called it.
Yeah.
Well, that really impresses us a lot. And the fans know this already, but I'm going to say it anyway. We are a part of a very tough district. The
Yes.
2 losses we've had have been to 2 teams who may be among the last 4 teams playing this year.
Right.
They're extremely good teams. We played one of those within 1 point, one by just a little over a touchdown. So these guys are remarkable players. They play hard. They keep their chin up. They keep their composure. Billy and I talk about, hey, what is it going to take to win this next game? And we're usually saying, boy, the team can't make mistakes. They need not to lose their composure. They need to play hard, and they do each and every week. So we're really proud of that. That's fun to watch you guys do that. And I know you're at that point in your career, or your high school career, that other schools are starting to look at you, and you're getting a lot of people bragging about you. No one's bragging about you any more than Billy and I and a lot of your fans.
Well, and you've played not just football together. Y'all played other sports together. I think some of y'all are in weightlifting, basketball, maybe baseball, wrestling. If you don't mind, one of y'all, if y'all want to just kind of introduce the guys that are behind me. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous, these guys behind me here.
I feel good.
I feel weak. And but no, would you mind just kind of introducing who we got here with us?
Which one?
All of them.
Well, back here we got Clayton Riggs.
Clayton Riggs, what position?
On the center.
He's a center.
He's center?
Clay Dog.
Yeah. We got Chad Kraft. He's back here too. He's our left tackle.
Okay.
58? 57. How did I not know that? 58 is the other one. Okay.
Then we got behind Mr. Gene Reed, we have Aiden Schumart. He's our receiver. He's number 2.
He knows how to catch the ball?
Yes.
Sometimes.
He robbed a kid. He robbed a defender, was planning on intercepting that and running 60 yards for a touchdown.
If you could have just seen that guy, I'm the Kohler guy, so I don't have to watch the play going down the field. That defensive back wrapped nothing and took 2 steps and went,
"Where's the ball?"
Just like that. I'd never seen that all year. That was still am trying to figure out how you caught that ball. Great pass, by the way. But how you caught that ball. That was an incredible catch.
Oh, yeah, it was a good pass, too, wasn't it?
Yes, by the way, while we're at it.
It was exactly
All right, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Well, back there behind OSN guy himself, we got Jackson Burt.
That's right.
Yeah, Jackson Burt here, and he plays. Yes, he plays quarterback. You've been doing safety. I tell you what, I was gonna say you hit hard for a quarterback. I don't see that in the NFL. You really, there were a few, and we call it on the field slobber knockers. That one on the sideline, on their sideline, big guts there. You hit a guy, and he didn't move for a second, then just fell. So you've been doing a great job there. Been doing a great job at quarterback. Some of those passes are just phenomenal, whether it's, I call it tapping. You guys understand that, a tap and a hit and hold. Think of the video game. A tap. Some of those taps just right down in the basket. And then when you need to come across with that bullet, you come across. That was the one that you caught, I think, was just a line.
Yep.
And just have done a great job. All you guys have done great. The line, you heard me say it earlier. That one where T.J. Bradford ran for a touchdown, I was in the perfect place just to see it like Moses and the Red Sea, and I could see nothing but green in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys have done a great job doing things like that all year. I don't know that y'all get enough credit. By the way, now that TJ's gone over 1,000 years, has he bought you anything?
Yards.
Has he bought you anything?
You're talking to Moses.
That's true.
Okay.
Has he bought you anything for helping him get over 1,000 yards?
No.
Okay, TJ,
you're it's going to cost you.
You're going to play next year too. You got to do something here. All right. So, you guys have been just a great job, and we've discussed several times on the Coaches Show how impressed we are that you talk with the others. How it almost seems like it's a natural response. Do y'all find that natural when talking to the younger players and talking to the other players? Not all of them are younger. Some of them are your age. Do you find it almost seems natural when I see you at practices and at games? It's not like stink. I got to go talk to somebody. It's almost like, hey, come here, let's talk. Do y'all find it natural like that? Has that been taught to you? Is that something you get from the coaching staff, or is it just part of your personality?
Obviously, we had to work on that over these past few years, but this year we've just built such a great team chemistry that I think if any of us have to criticize the other or just have to work through something that either is working or isn't working, it just comes naturally since we've done it so long and so often that we don't have to worry about what the other guy's going to think if we have to criticize them, have to get on to them a little bit.
That becomes a group norm, and that's very important. Well, we're proud of that. And let me ask Shane, I'll direct it to you, and if anyone else wants to borrow the mic and speak also. You all have seen Elk City before. We as fans have seen this team a few times. You saw them last year. They played hard. We played hard. Some of the fans didn't know how hard you guys played to get through that game. It was a tough game. But what are your thoughts on facing them this year compared to maybe in the past?
Well, I just think that we got to do our job, be physical. It's going to be a physical game.
I think it will be. It was last year, and listen, everyone became physical with us. Hera, they played a tough physical game. All the teams were ready to play the Racers, and I think the Elk City Elks will as well. So, you think it's going to be physical? Going to have to be tough? Going to have to be very tough.
Yeah, it's going to be
Anyone else have any comments about Elk City? You good?
They're like, no bulletin board material.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
I think you're right. As you get older, you heard Coach Ketch talking about the longevity of the season. Is that something that y'all feel more accustomed with? Because, again, you're talking the 11th game in 12 or 13 weeks, and they're going to come out and they just want to hit helmet to helmet, pad to pad. Is that something that the conditioning and the coaching that y'all have had, is that something that's prepared you for this longevity in the season? Because, it don't seem like you've lost much of a beat, I'll be honest with you.
Are you tired? Are you too tired to play another game?
No.
Right. So I think the conditioning and everything is there.
Conditioning hits me pretty hard. I don't know about the rest of these guys. They're kind of skinny, but, yeah, for me, it takes a little bit of a toll.
Yeah, I know it's hard on us, isn't it, Chaz?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, we're proud of each and every one of you all. You represent Newcastle well. I serve on our city council. I tell people all the time, people know our city through our school. And a lot of people know our city through the school, and many people know our school through athletics. Yep. So I'm really proud when I see success, but also when I see kids playing with class and representing your families and your team and your school very well, and therefore your city. So my hat's off to you, and I thank you for that. Thanks for being here tonight. We're going to wrap it up in just a couple moments. We're going to yak it up about our thoughts on Elk City. But we've got the easy part. You guys go out and take care of them.
Yeah, congratulations on a great year, on a great career. Y'all have names that we have been saying for years. And so y'all have had a great career here, and I hope y'all have appreciated as much as we appreciate watching you.
Absolutely.
So thanks for being here. Hey, we're going to wrap this up here in a second. These are the guys that have been doing it here for the last 4+ years.
Let's hear it for our fans.
And
go ahead.
Go ahead, clap. Family, you can clap for them right now. All right? Yeah. And so really appreciate them. Got coaches here appreciating them. Hey, we're going to be right back. We're going to wrap this up here right after this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma because we wouldn't be a community without you.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Hey, welcome back to the Coaches Show. We're going to wrap it up here. Just had a great time with these seniors and talking. And if you don't know this, Gene's been a part of the program for 30-plus years here at Newcastle.
A small part, but
you've been an envious part. I'll say it that way.
Thank you.
And so he's got to watch these guys grow up. How old do you feel now?
Yeah, I'm really old. Yeah, I'm really old. And I know children and almost grandchildren of some of the names we've called over the years, Billy. So, my joys. My sons played ball, and I started helping. I kept stats on the sideline for 3 or 4 years before going up in the press box, and so I really had the ability to be down close and watching the sport. So we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming game, and just before I get into that, speaking of history of ball, of racer football, just a nod to the 1992 state champions. It's been 31 years. We'll look for an opportunity to get that group together again sometime, but. Taj is a family member of someone who played on that. A lot of Newcastle fans are members of that team. So just a tip of the hat to them. And Billy, when they started week 1 of the playoffs, like we're about to start, they went through 3 games and not one team scored against them for 3 playoff games. And then in the state championship, Marlowe scored 11 points. So it was like 88 points versus 11. So a tip of the hat to the 92 team, a great part of Newcastle memory. But we're playing Elk City, Bill, and we're looking ahead to Elk City. They have some athletes. Yes. The Coach Brickman referred to the fact, and Coach Ketch, and the players know that they've got some strong players. They've got them. They probably have some of them farm boys, if you will, who come in off the doing the chores and play ball and everything like that. They're going to be big and strong. Some of the athletes to look for, they're going to line up in the traditional wishbone formation. They don't run exactly the typical wishbone plays, but they've got a quarterback, number 14, Logan Webb. They've got a couple of running backs and a fullback. Usually number 28 lines up at fullback. I don't know much about any of these. We didn't have a lot of data. We saw some film from these guys. They had the running backs, number 7, Reese Burton. Sometimes lines up as running back, sometimes as a receiver. Another running back, number 21, Jaden Wynn. We'll see him, and we'll see number 22, Cooper Garbarino. That Garbarino was a name that popped up several times in last year's game. They also have a defensive back, Cole Bowie. He'll wear number 3. You'll see him out there trying to knock down some passes. And then they've got a defensive player, number 34, Alex Cupp. Their team recognized him for tough hit of the game for one of the games, and also defensive back Tucker Garza. So those are some names: Garza and Webb and Reese Burton and Garbarino, Cole Bowie and Alex Cup. Those are some of the guys that we'll probably be seeing making plays, and just the plays that I saw them make were against weaker programs. It wasn't against teams. It was not against teams like Newcastle is going to be. So I think I'll go ahead and give you my keys to the game. Therefore, after that observation, and I'll say tough. Newcastle Racers are going to have to play a tough game. They need to be tough. They need to stay tough because Elk City will play hard. Secondly, they've got to get up after a knockdown. We're going to get knocked down in that game. It's sure to happen, so be ready, players, and get up after the knockdown and get back to doing business. Easy for me to say, but I know that's what the guys are going to have to do. Accept adversity, but work through it and overcome it. A team like Elk City and a team like anyone that follows after that, they're not going to roll over and let us have our way without a good battle. So expect some adversity, work through it, get over it, get past it, and really get ahead and stay ahead. Get ahead and stay ahead, and don't lose composure, and don't have a bunch of penalties.
Well, and that's probably where I'll start. Don't get penalties. In games like this, where you're just hitting and you're hitting others as hard as you can, there's tempers, there are attitudes, there are words being said that, Mama, you probably don't want to know. There are things that are taking place out on the field, and what you've got to do when you're in a tackle, whether offense or defense, you need to get up. You need to get up fast and get to your team, and that will help out with some of that. Much like an Army team. If you watch Army on Saturdays, they're not looking for the big 30-yard gain. They're not looking for the big 50-yard gain. They'll take you 4 yards up the field. They don't mind giving you 2 possessions a half. And they're just going to run that and run that and run that. And what that means is if you get subbed in and subbed out, you got to get in there. You got to get in the position. You got to have your mindset. If you're on the sideline, and I'm talking to the players right now, on the sideline, be in the game. When you're standing there next to the guys that you're going to go in for, stay in the game, because you're going to need to come in and be right there where they're at and keep that continuity going. Also, another thing I'd say, you're right with these players. Their quarterback, Logan Webb, excellent job, excellent fakes. He's got the eyes, 6'1", 200 pounds. He's a big fella. But you're going to have to, and this is where I'm going to be looking right at Hunter Berry and Aiden Elcision. They're going to be somebody that tests you quite a bit. Don't get overexerted. Keep your your defensive end positions. Keep them in line. Make sure they only have a certain little area to run. Don't let them get around you, because if you have 7, 8, 10 guys in the middle with bodies laying everywhere, you can't run. Okay, so it's going to be real important on you as well. Cole Bowie is somebody that I'm looking forward to seeing. I can't wait to watch him. He is somebody that it seems like he's all over the place. Somebody I would compare him to would be Rex Heskew. He just seems to have a mind for the ball. I would encourage you to keep an eye on him. He's one of their standout. And then their
number 3.
Yeah, number 3. And then number 7, as you call Reese Burton. Reese Burton is a workhorse. In that type of offense, you have to be a workhorse. He's not somebody that's going to be flashy. He's not somebody that's going to do just a whole bunch of cuts. He'd rather hit you and run you over. That's what they take pride in, is hitting you and running you over. So if you can work as a team, be there as a team. I like the way Taj said it. Just glide and slide to where the ball is going. Don't over pursue, but don't ignore. And I think you're going to find some excellent success this Friday there. And so I'm excited to get to watch that with you. I'm excited to see how that's going to come about. I think the conditioning that we talked about in the first show is going to be seen right here. And so lean on that conditioning, trust your coaches, and this is going to be one of those games. And I will tell you as a fan, this is going to be one of those games that to you is going to be boring. 14-13 is not the fans' enjoyment of a game. because they want to see flash. They want to see long yards. They want to see that long pass down there. And I think we may have some of those passes. But this is going to be a game of inches, especially when Newcastle's on defense, and they're going to get a few. I would compare this to, I'm showing my age here, Rocky IV. In Rocky IV, he gets hit, he's scared, but he gets back up. Newcastle, we're going to get hit. You're going to get, I say we like I put pads on. You're going to get hit. They're going to come at you. They're going to hit you harder than you probably were expecting. You don't give up. You understand them. The coaches make great adjustments during the game. I'm excited to see how that's going to take place in this game. Catch your breath. When you get to the sideline, don't run around or try and get the fans pumped up. You get your air. You can't play without oxygen. And so that's going to be some of the important aspects that I see in this game, because in all those players that you mentioned, they're going to be trying to outpower you, outmuscle you, and wear you out.
Right.
And that's why you're going to see a low-scoring game probably until, just like we saw this last week at Bethany, until it gets later in the game. Whoever has the better conditioning is going to come out on top. I think you've got the defense made for this. I think that you have great defensive backs that are able to come in like extended linebackers. Know that they do also, and I know that there will be some things that you can do against that as well. So I am excited. I don't know if you can tell. It's probably the most serious I've been.
Billy, when you said that, another key to the game came to my mind is our coaching staff.
Yes.
I think we fans, we can always pick on the coaches if something doesn't go right. Why did he call that play? I tell Coach Brickman often, I said, we're up there in that press box, and we say, don't run that play, but it's always a good play.
Exactly.
And so fans we're a little fickle sometimes, but this coaching staff, hats off to them for getting us to where we are today, and they have responded so well even to the losses that we've had, the 2 losses we've had. I think the key to this game and the key to the next 2 or 3 games, we may not win them all, or we may not win them, but the coaching staff is going to do everything they can to get these young men ready to play, and I think our young men will respond.
Yes, and I would say that the coaching staff, let's be honest, even if you've played before, the coaching staff has forgotten more of today's game than you and I will ever know. I would not play Coach Brickman chess at all. That's how he sees the game of football. That's why sometimes I don't understand why he's calling certain plays, but that's why they didn't hire me as the coach. He is somebody that makes great adjustments, as well as the entire coaching staff. Bradshaw, Ketch, all of them do an amazing
special
amazing
teams.
job.
Hey, well, we just hope you will just stay tuned with us each Tuesday night. We have some more shows to do. Be sure and tune in. If you can't make it to Elk City, Lord willing, I'm going to be there, Billy. But if you can't make it, OSN does a great job covering the racers every Friday night. And so tune in. Come back and see us next Tuesday night. And hopefully we're whooping it up about a big victory and getting ready for the next one.
Well, and we're having a blast. If you can't tell, then you're blind. Having a lot of fun with you, Gene. Appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of this. Had a great show tonight. Thanks to everybody that was on the show. Look forward to seeing you on Friday. Remember, you can get it on Roku. You can get it on Apple TV. You can get it on Amazon Fire Stick. Or you can just go to the app, download Oklahoma Sports Network, watch it on there. I want to thank our sponsors who make that possible. So we will see you this Friday at the game. And we do want to thank Uriah here.
Of course.
Uriah is over here to our right. He's the one that keeps everything going, counts us in. Keeps us looking good, which if you know me and Gene, that's a chore in itself. And so I want to thank him as well. Thanks to everybody. Look forward to seeing you on Friday on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
And all of our great sponsors. Thank you.